Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Moomin house, stage 36 from DeAgostini. So let me go ahead and get the parts and the book opened up. We have a piece of the ceiling for this first floor. And I believe these are more parts for the stand that or cabinet that we started in issue 35. Wow, little bitty legs there. I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. Get this open. Almost think this should have been packed a little bit differently because we got these two legs here that it would be very upsetting if they weren't there. There's plastic, get rid of that. Oh, they're calling them turn posts. Okay, so we've got the rear of the cabinet, panel A, panel B, and we have the ceiling panel. I don't think we actually do anything with the ceiling panel. No, we don't do anything with the ceiling panel in this issue. I do notice that it's got a little bit of staining on it, but I'm going to set it aside since we're not going to be using it. I just looked at it. Oh, okay. I went to set it over here, and I was trying to figure out how it's going to go on to the current first floor that we have. And I was like, that doesn't look right. But there's how it goes. It actually sits on here like that. That's actually pretty interesting the way they did that this time. Just looking. Might need to do a little bit of work here because it doesn't seem to be going all the way down. But it's going to go on here like this, and then the beams are going to be here and here, as well as here. A little bit of stuff to do on this one, and that's right there. This beam that runs right here is what's going to hold these two pieces together, the two roof sections together. So let me set this aside. We've got these parts for the cabinet. That's the starting piece of it. Okay, so we got in here top cover A, top cover B, side walls, door, lower shelf, and top shelf. Let me go ahead and get these all cut out. Then I will pause while I sand them. And after I sand them, we'll come back. I think we actually have to paint them before they go together. I'm not sure. And I'm thinking I'm not going to paint it with brown paint like they're saying in the instructions. I'm thinking instead what I'm going to do, instead of painting them like it's saying in the instructions with the brown paint, I'm going to do what I've done on several of the parts and stain them. And I will tell you guys, if you have, like I do, I've got a box over here with multiple knives. Make sure you keep a blade in it. I think this blade is, okay, there we go. I was going to say, I think it's a little bit too dull to cut through here. I'll need to change it. And I'll need to change this blade for a sharper blade right after this video. I was going to try the scalpel, but the scalpel tends to break if you push on it too hard. The blade especially, I've actually broken one off here on the handle. Let me get all of these parts out. Sometimes I save these wood sprues, basically is what they are. Not when they're small like this, because there's not enough wood to really do much of anything with. It's not like you're going to put it into paint thinner and make wood putty out of it. I do have wood putty, but what I tend to use instead, I found that Vallejo putty will actually do a lot for filling gaps that need to be filled in the Moomin build or other wooden kits. So let me get this last piece cut out, and then I'll step away from the camera long enough to sand all the edges down to include the edges of this back piece. So I will be back shortly. Okay, so I have sanded things down, and actually what I did was use my electric sander. Have not sanded this down yet, so I will have to pause for it again. I just want to see. And it does say to paint everything before. So let me go ahead and pause again to sand the edges of this down. This, I can't use my electric sander. This, I gotta be really careful I don't break any parts off of. So I'll be back, and I gotta make sure I don't take that detail off. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, so it has been about half hour, 20 minutes, half hour that I've been painting. Maybe a little bit longer than sanding on that. So what I've used is, instead of paint that I've thinned out, what I used was the, where did I put it? It's Americana gel stain. What I do, you see I've got it mixed there. I've thinned it down quite a bit with some water. And what I do is I wipe it on, and then since it is actually stain, I wipe it off. All these parts were done that way. This, I just had to keep brushing it until I got it spread all over it. Not really an easy way to get the get down into the crevices to clear it out. Let me go ahead and wipe the paintbrush off, and I will bring over the bottle and show you guys what it looks like, what the stuff I'm actually using is. Actually, it looks like the brush, I just wiped it off on here, and it came pretty clean, I think. Let's see. Yeah, nothing left on it. So yeah, walnut gel stain. Oh, it's walnut. That's why it's so dark. Should have used oak, but that's okay. It's translucent stain. You can actually see the wood grain through it, like right here. I think that's really cool, and the detail is still available. So after it's all painted, and they're painting it with brown paint, 2 parts water, a lighter, much lighter paint than I'm using. So we got the bottom part of the cabinet here, surface engraved. Use wood glue to attach the rear of the cabinet to the part from issue 35, which is this here, making sure that this 4-leaf clover is facing forward. So it's going to go in here. It's going to take a little bit of effort, it looks like, because it's supposed to slide down inside there. Yeah, it'll fit. I had to pry it a little bit. Slides down inside there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue right here. I turned the bottle, or squeezed the bottle before glue flowed down. So a little bit right here. Some right here. Across these shelves. And then down the sides of these pillars here. And it's not a lot of glue. It's very little, actually. With the stain and with the pores still open, the glue should soak into the wood and actually make a really good bond. Push that down. Push that in on that side. Get it flush, get it all the way down. And there's the back of the cabinet. There it is from the front. Actually looks pretty good. Got a little bit of glue that got out here in the middle. It shouldn't matter. And I did notice I missed one little bitty spot there with the stain. So let me get a little bit of stain on there. And there's some there right there. Get some stain on there. Wipe it off. And it's all better. You can see actually it's a little bit wet still. It will dry and should match next to it, or at least blend pretty well. So the next part that goes on here after that is this lower shelf, which using my electric sander, I kind of boogered it up a little bit, but I'm going to double check and make sure that it will actually fit all the way back. That was close. It's not supposed to snap up like that. That could have been bad. Yeah, you can see a little bit where I got it with the electric sander, but as parts go on, you're not going to see it. You're not going to notice it. So a little bit of glue in here, a little bit of glue on top of each of these pillars. Take that and slide it in here just like that. And so there's a little bit more on the cabinet. Looking in the camera, I again saw somewhere where I didn't like the glue. It's going to dry clear, so it's not going to matter. And it's funny because that glue in the corners almost looks like light is coming through, but it's not. I just double checked. So the next thing is going to be these little pillars are going to go on, and they're going to go in these holes here. So dab a little bit of glue in and around. And it's better to stain. If you're going to stain, it's much better to stain before you glue anything, because glue will block the stain. Which is why part of the reason I'm always wiping it up when I see it. See if those are down all the way there. Not quite. Once they're glued in there, next thing that's going to go on is this shelf here. And it's going to glue back here. Just like in those two spots there, and then on top of the pillars. Get this glue off of here. It's starting to build up, which is going to block my tip. Probably should have dry fit this first, but it'll be fine. So there's the cabinet. I mean, it looks like a real cabinet. Oh, that's glue from there. At least to my eyes, it looks like a real cabinet. Then we have these two right here, these two uprights. And what they're going to do is they're going to slot into these four holes. Come on. They're going to slot into those four holes and go up against the back wall. I'm just going to put it along the track here. I'm not going to worry about putting it on the tabs that go into the back. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I grabbed the wrong one. It's these two shorter ones. This longer one that I just put glue on is actually the top shelf there. Not a problem. I'll have it in there before the glue dries easily. So this one's going to go here. Just slot it in there. I didn't even think this is going to be closed up, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue right there. This time I'm going to put glue across the bottom as well, so that it is glued and I don't have to put the bead like I just did. So this is going to go on here like this. that excess glue out again. And this small piece is going to go right here. Glue on the sides here. This is going to slide in here. Come on. Just playing, trying to play hard to get, but I got it. There we go. So that's going to go in there just like that. And now you've got your cabinet that the door is going to go onto, and the door, just double checking, the door goes inside. So across here, down here, and across here. So I'll show you. You can see where I put the glue. Looks like a ton of glue for this, and it actually is. But I wanted to get it on all sides. I got to get that tab into place. I missed the tab. I thought I had it in. So it's going to go in there just like that. And then the finishing touch is up here on the top where I already added some glue. I'm going to put some glue across here on the top as well. This piece that I glued earlier, the glue is starting to dry, but it's still good enough to, it'll still grab. Push that in there. Clean off the excess right here and here. Push it down. And there is a cabinet that was built over 2 stages. And it does have some differences in the how the staining is. If I wanted to, I could come back and put more stain up here. I think it looks fantastic. I believe, yes, that is all there is to do in that stage. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying all the content on my channel. And if you are, leave a comment. If you're not enjoying it, leave a comment. So, but I would prefer that you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Hit the bell icon to be notified of whenever I post new videos. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. Links will be in the description. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.